Samsung SDI's operating profit plunged in Q3 due to low demand for batteries. That's a bit odd, but is it good news or bad news? And for that matter, is the news itself good or bad? And how do we know how to recognize when someone's actually doing the right thing despite making a mistake or two? We're going to discuss all that and a whole bunch more about batteries and just reporting in general media. You know what we do. I'm Brian. Welcome to Futurasa. So I'm looking at this fantastic story here. And when I say fantastic, I mean, what are we talking about here, guys? Samsung's operating profit plunges in Q3 amid EV chasm. Don't know if you know, but EVs are apparently a chasm. The company, South Korea's third largest battery manufacturer. Did you know that? Who's bigger? LG for sure. Let's see. LG, yeah. And then, SK? Surely that can't be right. Let's take a look here. Here's the list. It says SK Innovations is doing better. If we jump over to Visual Capitalist, we can see it right here. All the big boys are in China. Not all of them, but those are very big. LG doing some solid numbers here. Third place in the world. Panasonic, but SK outranks Samsung. Did not see that coming. Very exciting for them. So we're looking at this and it says the profit includes, they've got 94 million in profit. That's not a lot of money, which includes 10.3 billion won, which is, I think, $7.5 million, something like that, worth of tax benefits for U.S. manufacturing credits. That's interesting. U.S. battery credits. Interesting. We might have a second part to this story. But what I'm concerned with here is the allegation that EV sales are slumping. What would make you say that? They're saying that right up here they said EV battery demand remained weak amid a protracted slowdown, which is eating away the company's profits. Well, that's very weird. Because when I look at this one, LG, also in South Korea, profit doubles on higher sales. They've got the demand. Is that where all the demand went? To LG? Reported an operating profit of $323 million in the third quarter. So they're putting all the juice in the cars, and most manufacturers are still losing money, and a couple are still making money. Tesla's making money. The only other one that's making money is BYD, and BYD is making batteries, specifically their own, but also for some of the others out there. But what I was just talking about there was, this is an opportunity. If we can't get batteries from China for our EVs, for our low-cost EVs, maybe we can get them from Korea, or at least the minerals. That would make them qualify under the IRA. For 2025, I think it's 50 or 60% of the critical materials in the battery need to come from the U.S. or a free trade country, of which there are 20. So 20 plus the U.S., 21 countries, and you only need that for half your critical materials. Maybe this is an opportunity for Samsung to get back in the game. Now, we should absolutely talk about Tesla batteries. But Tesla batteries is a topic so big that you could make a whole video, a whole channel out of it, which is what Jordan Giesecke has done. This is an upcoming video. I am one of his patrons, so I got it early. This will be out on Wednesday. If you can't wait until Wednesday, go be a patron of Jordan. He's a heck of a nice guy, and he's out there grinding. He's doing this for a living, and, it's a tough racket. Or wait until Wednesday and watch the video. So that will cover a lot of Tesla stuff, and then you can go down that rabbit hole. It's wonderful. I recommend it highly. Are car sales up or down? Well, the Hindustan Times says electric vehicles have, they're falling the world over, leaving car makers in shock. And here's why. EVs have been promised as the inevitable future of mobility. Car makers across the world have been forced to accept a perform or perish mantra, leading most to invest billions. But while there's a rise in demand, While the rise in demand was growing at a rapid pace once upon a time, that's over. Demand for and sales of electric cars has been growing in a far more tepid manner. Doesn't that concern you guys? Look at that. They're stacking them. That's wild. Is that how you ship them? BYD electric cars are shipped like this. Well, I learn something new every day. The case of Ford, the F-150 is one of its hottest selling models in the US, but they now plan a 7-week shutdown. Well, it's end of year. Some of that shutdown may be for tooling, but some of it may be a lack of demand. Look, a lack of demand in one country doesn't mean the whole world. A lack of demand for one model doesn't mean all models. Even Tesla, the world's largest EV maker, has been facing the heat with its Model 3 and Y cars not performing as strong as in the past. Globally, Tesla saw sales rise by 6.4%. Well, yeah. Well, that's due to the Cybertruck. Okay, but it's, I mean, an increase is an increase. Do you think new cars don't count? This article is not the dampest trash around, but it's pretty bad. EV sales are growing. But why are automakers getting cold feet? From Ford to Benz, major automakers are walking back aggressive goals they set just a few years ago. Why is it? Why are they doing it? Well, Ford is among the most recent and most notable players to shift. If you can get incentives for building hybrids, build hybrids. That's what they're doing. Why would they make 6 EVs when that same amount of batteries could be used to make 36 hybrids? Some people will use their hybrid like an EV, charge it up every night, do their commute just on electric, but a lot won't. In the end, you'll probably get better fuel economy than if you just used gas, but you won't get the same benefit as if you just used electric. And I know people who have hybrids on their Turo network who never charge them. It's a hassle for them. So, yeah, Mercedes-Benz set some aggressive goals, and now, a year away from the milestone, they've shifted the goalposts. It's hard to justify transitioning entirely to electric vehicles before they're profitable. These companies know how to make dyno burners that get incredible margins. They haven't solved the same problem with EVs. They will get there, but sometimes they need a little bit of help and a little bit of love. Don't we all need a little bit of love? In the comments below, let me know how much love you require, because we all need some. Enough on that. Let's get to some bad news, wrong news. That's good news. Autopian. We made a dumb mistake on that Dodge Charger headline, and we're sorry. How hard was that? You guys, did you know you can get instant credibility by admitting your mistakes? The mistake was obvious. The initial headline said, Dodge will pay current Dodge Charger drivers $8,500 to try the electric Daytona. It was misleading and inaccurate, and we're here to tell you, even though it was unintentional, we know it was unacceptable, and we'll do whatever we can to prevent it in the future. Yeah, I'll come right out and say it. I was not the writer or the editor. I am the editor-in-chief of the site, so every failure falls on my shoulders. And it was a really simple story whose facts should have been easy to get right. It was a failure, and I'm sorry. Yeah, so it's the $7,500 federal EV plus $1,000 loyalty cash, 2024 returning lessee private offer, $8,500 in total. There you go. The problem is our headline got it wrong. I wish everybody could have that kind of humility to take a step back and do the right thing when they make a mistake. It's not just a lost art. It's not even an art. It's not even something people do. I spend a lot of time and a lot of effort getting things right. I will make a joke in a live stream and go back and correct it. I said Violet Beauregard in a joke and corrected it. Sorry, I must interrupt. It was, in fact, Veruca Salt. Because I know someone in the comments will call me out, as they should. There are, examples of that. That's a weak one. A better example is a lot of channels make very bold predictions about the future that are wrong. They're very sensational and they get a lot of clicks. I don't do those. I've made very few, very bold claims about the future, and always based on some kind of knowledge, some kind of foresight, and I get them right. And that's because I go out in the field. I meet the engineers. I meet the experts. I talk to them. I travel. I'm at 6 countries and 21 states in 2024 alone. That's expensive and time-consuming and a lot of stress and effort, but it's what I feel like I have to do to bring you the quality of information I do. And the only people who don't get it, who don't appreciate it, are the people who don't watch because they don't understand the difference. How could they? What did I miss? What did I misunderstand? Leave it into the comments below and stay tuned and juicy. And I cannot wait to hear from you clever robots on the flippity flop.